Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Devil's Advocate. This is episode 55. It's Cinco, I believe that's what it is. Yeah. Cinco. Uh and I'm your host again. This is the Renegade. Joining me is Miss Danny B. How you doing, Miss Danny?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Ren?
Oh, I'm fabulous shit. It can't be any better. I'm doing A-OK.
All right.
So, we got a real good show for you. We are doing excellent right here at No Filter. It's another beautiful day outside. The birds is chirping, and everything's everything. The only thing that ain't chirping, I need to talk to my weed man because this motherfucker acting funny. Lately about some shit. He ain't acting funny, but he just ain't around. How you gonna sell weed and be part time?
You
What
gotta
he
have
does?
backup, man. You gotta have backup.
Man, I got a backup, but they part time too.
Oh well, So
How you gonna
they got real jobs.
no? That's the thing. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I do some shit like that. So
That's fun.
you know what? It's just hard to find good help these days. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
some bullshit. Other than that, we're good. We got a jam packed show for you today. Our first topic: Bill Cosby. Now check this shit out. This past week, he was just released from prison after serving 3 years for rape crimes and everything else. Well, it turns out that his attorneys, or he was in a civil suit, and he signed a clause that they couldn't try him criminally for anything he confessed to. Well, of course they broke that, and now they released him after being there for 3 years. And the whole narrative is that people still really can't stand him for being Bill Cosby. And personally, it's Bill Cosby. I don't even think that he should have ever really had, I don't think that he should have ever really had any business being there. Especially when this cat, it's just kind of crazy.
What, like in jail?
Yeah, I don't think he should have been. I don't think he should have been there for something that happened. What 1,000 years ago?
I mean, I feel like he should have paid for some of that shit he did, but I mean, you know how the courts. I mean, they didn't have enough evidence. They couldn't, prove beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean,
So so
but then what they did was so stupid when they locked him up. Like they didn't do it legally. They didn't really legally lock him up. They broke so many laws locking this man up. That was just stupid. Like just for him to get out and
that they did. Now that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how in the world did they? How in the world did they decide that? How in the world did they decide that? Just to put him in there after all this time. You don't think that
right.
these females wasn't lying? I
I
mean,
mean, the thing is this: the man had confessed in this or had testimony in the little civil suit that said he was giving them quaaludes, for sex or whatever the situation is. So I mean, there is no denying he was drugging them. You know what I'm saying? And having
well,
sex with them. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
no,
Now the stipulation is uh you can ask the
right?
question, was it rape? But dang, if you giving these girls these drugs that's gonna have them out of it, I mean, it ain't really 100% lovely consensual sex. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know.
But
I mean,
right, but
him
who
going to
said?
jail, he's so old. Him going to jail it don't matter. He didn't live most of his life anyway.
But who said? But who said though that? I mean, who said that they even telling the truth about it? Because too many daggone women came forward all of a sudden at the same time
Yeah.
for me to be like, you would have thought that they would, that's the one thing I'm trying to figure out about, these rape victims and people who cry rape and assault and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. If they actually did this shit,
Mm-hmm.
why are you gonna wait until damn near half the century is up to tell somebody to say something?
I
Why
mean,
why are you
because
gonna
he
wait
because he Bill Cosby. Like what nobody about the thing is this. You I'm pretty sure one of these girls, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of girls that he didn't came across in his lifetime. You feel what I'm saying? Especially in his younger years when he was really the man. Now, I'm pretty sure one of these girls and said something to somebody, but he Bill Cosby. Make it disappear. It's gonna disappear. Especially if she poor, broke, and trying to make it.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, and look, okay, so I'm not saying that they are lying, but I'm not saying that
I'm not saying all of them are lying. I'm not saying that all of them are telling the truth, but it's too many. It was too many. It's too many of them. And for him to admit that he was drugging them and having sex with some of them, I mean, all I'm saying is, I mean, come on now.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out how they decided that this was even a good idea at this time. And these
to lock him up?
Yeah, and these women are probably super upset right now because he back out.
But the thing is, though, all this was going on, the Me Too movement was, kind of, getting out there. So
right.
so it could possibly, all this, it's like
it's just always convenient.
Political. It always is some political side to something when it comes to a situation this big. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They could have been trying to make somebody happy and they fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that all of this was done, it was just being convenient.
I mean, locking him up, I think so. Because if you think about it, and plus he black, you know what I'm saying? Because at around this same time, I mean, the only other white person got locked, what was it? Weinstein. They got Weinstein. Then they got the dude off CNN or whatever his name, the morning show. He ended up just getting fired. Like a couple of them just lost their jobs, but they never went to jail. Bill Cosby was the only one that, you know what I'm saying, other than Weinstein, that actually went to jail.
Personally, I think that had a lot to do with him getting ready to purchase NBC.
Who?
Bill Cosby.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that probably had a little sprinkle on it too.
It turned out that sale, the sale was about to go through for I think it was 200 or 300 million, something like that.
Okay.
The sale was about to go through, and just at the time that the sale was about to go through, they got him for that. I mean, because and that's the thing.
Always convenient.
Well, yeah. Well, see, here's the thing about him buying NBC. All right, so with all the programming that Bill Cosby has done, like let's take for instance the Cosby Show. All right, so you had a black family who had the black man, the husband was a doctor. The mother and the wife was a lawyer. All their kids was good, stayed out of trouble, for the most part. I mean, they went through their little dumb shit, but
right.
The kids,
what do you major?
Right. What do you expect? They had a son who was super smart, just too smart for his own good. They had a daughter who was free spirited and just out there, but she took her ass to college too.
Right.
Then they had one that was married. What's his name? Alvin.
What is it?
Alvin, something like that. Yeah. And I mean, he was a good dude.
It was a good wholesome show.
Exactly. And then after that came Family Matters, which that was another black show that had an actual cop in a big city. He was the dad, and their mom did something, and then that's okay because dad took care of everything like that, even with somewhat with the kids.
Right.
And they even had a black neighbor who was a nerd who was smart as hell.
Right.
This he in the basement making bombs. I mean, talking about nuclear weapons and shit. And then what's another show? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Judge Philip Banks.
Yep.
Then you had the mom. A lot of people didn't know it, but she was an attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't have to work all like that either. I mean, you never really seen her go to work, but I mean,
Right, but that's what she did.
right, she was an attorney. And shows like that often create a narrative and it creates a perception, just like music does.
Hmm.
And it's used to, and just like TV, the media, TV and radio is used to control the narrative for the masses.
Right.
Well, Bill Cosby, and not only that, but he had a lot of educational stuff, and even in times where, as long as he had a show on the air, the narrative and the perception was a bit different.
Yeah. It was more positive.
Exactly. And in which case, of course, they don't want that to happen if he buys NBC. Oh no, because
too much black positivity.
Black positivity, and it also promoted the one thing that America does not want: Black unity.
Yeah.
J. Edgar Hoover was quoted as saying to Barbara Walters during an interview back in the 70s. She asked him, she says, what is the America's biggest threat? He said, Black people uniting.
That's deep.
Well, I know why he said that, because if we unite, what's going to wind up happening is karma's going to be issued.
Yeah.
And when karma gets issued, look, 400 years is a long time, a lot of damn karma to pay for.
Yeah.
So, of course, they wouldn't want that. Why would they? So now we're fast forwarding to 2021. And, of course, this man's still worth $300 million or 400 million. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
He's worth $400 million and has the opportunity to buy CBS because it's up for sale.
We're gonna see if that happens.
Well, here's the deal. He already, he already had the reboot of the Cosbys on CBS. That lasted for 5 seasons.
Okay.
It was that when him and Claire was like much older, and the script was a little different just due to copyright and trademark with the Cosby Show.
Right.
But I mean, the narrative was still the same. So he's got an opportunity to buy that. As well as NBC. And see, even at that time that he was going to buy NBC, that contract that Notre Dame had with NBC had ran out because they paid $250 million for a 25-year contract to air, exclusively air all the Notre Dame games on NBC. The Notre Dame football. That's why, every Saturday you could turn on your TV and you would see Notre Dame football, nothing but Notre Dame football.
Okay.
So because they owned exclusive rights, and if anybody wanted to air any other game or any conference or anything like that, they would have to pay Notre Dame for that. So
they know he gonna take it over, like
basically.
So they don't want that to happen.
Well, this is what I would do if I was Bill Cosby. I would say, all right, you know what, Byron Allen, you already own 3 NBC affiliates across the country. Check this shit out. I'll give you 200 million or 200 million or 250, 300 million even.
Right.
Say, all right, look, here, I'll give you this money, but check this out. I'm going to need 50% control of all the content. In fact, I'll tell you what, you can even have 50% of control. I just want prime time. You give me prime time hours. And then I'll take another 50 million and go to Tyler Perry and be like, hey, I need these shows with this kind of concept.
We'll see if Bill Cosby see this show, if he take your advice.
Look, I'm just saying that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Sure. Because if he tries to buy NBC now, the sale's not going to go through just because of the name it's associated with.
Right.
And federal trade laws, but Byron Allen can buy it.
Right.
In fact, I think he was on his way to buying it because he has those 3 NBC affiliates. 2 of them are in Louisiana.
Okay.
That I know, and one I want to say is in California. And Byron Allen doesn't even have to worry about studios because guess what? He owns entertainment studios with all of those shows like the Laugh House and Comic Relief, and
Yeah.
it's a bunch of little shows that he owns. Entertainers.
Okay.
Yeah, and they come on late night. Like late night. I'm talking about like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah. I've seen a few of them.
And a version of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. When I was working at Urban Trendsetters television, that was one of the content providers. And I used to have to segment that and put it into the TV automation playout system. And, that's how everything was scheduled to air.
Mm.
So, and when I did that, I got to know who owns what.
Okay.
And Byron Allen owns Entertainment Studios, and he also owns its parent company, which is Telco.
Okay. He owns a lot of stuff.
Huh?
I said he owns a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Byron Allen, he done made moves. I'm talking about like moves that you don't hear about, but he's made a lot of them. And like I said, right now, if I was Bill Cosby, I'd be like, here, check this shit out. Here's another, X amount of dollars to go with what you got.
Right.
This is what I'm gonna need. Instead, don't even give me 50% control. I don't even care about that. I just want control over these prime time slots. That's 8 to 10 p.m. That's 4 shows that I can air at least once a week.
Depends on what Byron trying to do.
Right. If I was Byron Allen, I'd jump on it.
Mm.
Just because, guess what? If I go to them with something like $1 billion, there's no way they can turn me down.
No.
Especially when I own my own studios anyway. Well, I mean,
right.
What
I just need another one
to lose?
Right.
So I mean, and that is how you control the narrative. I'm just saying, that's just me.
We gonna see.
That's just me. Now it
could how Bill Cosby controls his narrative.
They could have a better plan, which they might. I wouldn't put it past them at all.
Right.
But if it were me, that's how I would handle that. Now,
I'm pretty sure you got some people on the job.
Look, that would have been the first phone call I made. They talking about they getting ready to release me. Oh, check this shit out. Hey, Byron, what's happening? Listen,
right.
Hey, let's do lunch. Stuff like that.
Right.
And now, with that being said, he's still getting ready to get paid another $87 million for that lawsuit that he just hit him on the head with. That's $80,000 per day for 3 years.
Man, I would do 3 years in jail for $87 million.
I'll do it for half that. What you mean? I'll do it for half that.
For real. That's crazy. Like that was the stupidest lockup in history.
Mm.
Just dumb.
Well, everybody knows that the state of Pennsylvania ain't no more than racist.
I mean
we all know that. First of all, that's why they did that. I mean, that ain't
as we could see.
But now they got to shut their whole outfit down. They're done. And I doubt, and because they're in a commonwealth, they're not in the state, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They theoretically, the laws change, and now that's federal. Now they can't practice no damn where.
They all going to find new jobs.
Pretty much new careers and everything else. I'm like, so, and I know Bill Cosby probably called him like, I hope that shit was worth it.
I mean, for real.
I would.
Honestly, he wouldn't even have to because they fool. They over there agony.
Yeah, they mad, and so is the females that came forward. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying that if you are not a rape victim or a victim of sexual assault, I'm not saying that you shouldn't come forward. All right, I'm not saying that.
Let's make that clear.
Right. And I'm not even saying that it's right. But what's killing me is how these women are going to wait damn near a half a century. I mean, literally. Usually when I say shit like that, I'm just, saying it's a long time. But no, these bitches really waited damn near a half a century, like literally, to come out. So what I mean, let me ask you, what as a woman, how does that work? I always wanted to know.
More or less is a lot of times, because personally I have not been,
Right.
sexually assaulted, assaulted, I could say.
Well, see, you
but
but
the thing is, it's just at the end of the day, women are scared to come forward because first of all, they feel it's shame. You know what I'm saying? Like I done talked to girls that have been through it, and to the point where they think that people are not gonna believe them, or even if they did tell, people don't care enough to do anything. I mean, I think that's the biggest one, especially like with this situation, especially like, and that's just regular people I know, as opposed to somebody being rich and famous and being a big star. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. So being afraid, and just then honestly, some of them don't want to remember it. So you suppress it. You know what I'm saying? You did. Now, what happened was when this Me Too, when people start coming forward, then sometimes that gives others the courage to come forward. Now, I get it. It's been a half a century. No, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, but I mean, out of all the women that came forward, we all know it was some liars in that motherfucking bunch. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't believe that all of them was lies.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
it was some women in their heyday that don't even look like you would have had to drug them.
I mean, we all seen a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? But
and not only that, but I mean, really, it's Bill.
But when you on Quaaludes, I mean, come on.
Well,
obviously you ain't being that picky all the time. Is all I'm saying.
Right. I mean,
they might have been fine in their younger day. Is all I'm saying.
No, they wasn't. No, I've seen some of their pictures. They wasn't even that. That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, and y'all had, because I mean, he's Bill Cosby. He's Bill Cosby, and I seriously doubt that. You know what I mean? How many of these women? It was like 30.
It was like 30? Was it like 40? 30, 40, maybe 50? I don't know.
I don't know. They don't even specify.
It was too damn many. It was too damn many to count. That's how many.
Right. Now, out of all of them women, you can't tell me that in their heyday, as famous as Bill Cosby wasn't like they was all somewhat good girls. That's just like these women out here calling themselves being Christians and shit, and they're like, "Oh, I'm Christian. I don't do that and do this," and they out here engulfing dick.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
They out here. They gobble monsters.
I mean, we ain't saying nobody was angels in the situation. All I'm saying is, I mean,
keep it real.
You just don't know. You don't know. At the end of the day, like I think at the end of the day, I think that he probably did slip him a couple Quaalude pudding pops. You feel me?
Probably because they asked for it.
I mean, some may have not. You feel what I'm saying? We don't know. Not to mention, some girls feel like they can't say no depending on who the guy is. And like I said, I know regular bitches that do that.
But hold on. If they don't say no, then ain't that consensual?
No, but what I'm saying is they don't feel like they have a choice to say no.
Yeah, but it's not like.
So that's. It is on them. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is sometimes that's just the situation, especially with some of these women that just, depending on who they with, they might be fearful. They might just have low self-esteem. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just know from talking to other people, how they felt in certain situations.
Well, you know what, too? It didn't help that Camille was like, she didn't say nothing throughout.
I mean, that was probably the best bet, though. They probably, I mean, goodness.
Because
I can't imagine what she would have said. Shit.
Because she was just saying, she was just looking like they were talking about, well, Camille was locked in a room or something, or or somewhere else when he was doing all of this to these women. And I'm just like,
Locked in a room.
yeah, like locked in a room or some shit like that. Something ridiculous.
He Bill Cosby. He could have did this shit away from the house.
And away from her.
I'm just saying, what that was just dumb.
Right. And I'm sitting here like, how did they even go on that testimony? But it's like I said, Pennsylvania is one of the most racist states there is. Matter of fact, ain't nothing but bigots and Amish.
Yeah, that says a lot.
And I'm pretty sure the Amish are bigots. I mean, let's just keep it all the way real.
Man, they went through too much to lock that man up illegally. That's why it's just the whole situation was just stupid.
It was $87 million. Stupid.
I mean, basically,
he
probably shut a whole bunch of shit down. $87 million.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, okay. Look, I mean, shit, we got to pay to get out of jail. This motherfucker get paid to leave jail.
Right.
Must be nice. I'm just saying.
Best get out of jail gift ever. 87 million.
Right. That
take it to the bank.
All that. Gift wrap all. Right. And I mean, he was happy to be out. And now all of these places that took his honorary degrees away. And Felicia Rashard.
Mm-hmm.
Felicia Rashard, she made a comment 2 days ago and said, she's glad that, this saga is over with, and she's glad that Bill is okay. And she's happy that, it worked out in his favor and she wishes him the best.
Right.
And all of like that. And do you know this woman got a whole lot of flack for that? Because she's the campus president at Howard University. She got a whole lot of flack for that, and I'm trying to figure out why. She only wished him well.
I mean, it's just people are angry, and when people are angry, they gonna lash out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we look at it as her just wishing him well. Obviously, she don't see him as the man they seen him as, or whoever. But as soon as you open that can of sexual assault, people that have, had that experience.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They mad just like they feel like just a slap in the face. Like, you a woman, you should be. It's damn near like you should be on our side. But really, Felicia Rashad wasn't really saying, fuck what y'all talking about. I'm glad he good. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how they might have took it, because they feel like
that's all she said.
But that's what I'm saying. But everybody perception is different. It's different perception. And then they got all these emotions behind it.
Right.
They feel like they probably feel like she should have said something a little more, you know what I'm saying, toward you feel me? But that's just their feelings. Everybody got their.
I'm just gonna let you know, you guys are watching Devil's Advocate right here on No Filter. I'm your host, The Renegade. That's Danny B. Please go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the No Filter YouTube channel. Please like and share. You go to No Filter Devil's Advocate. Comes right up. We're on live right now. Appreciate that. And now I'm going to throw a little bit of a hot topic in here and a curveball. Sha'Carri Richardson, the Olympic runner. Let's go there for just a little bit.
Team Sha'Carri, boy, I love that girl. That girl fast.
Look, she's a throwback. She's a throwback of FloJo, Ashford, Jackie Joyner-Kersee. She faster than all them.
That girl fast. But
she was she tested positive for marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't compete in, I think, the 100-meter relay. Or it's the 100-meter relay. She can't compete in that. But she can compete in the 400-meter relay.
Okay.
For the USA. And that's cool because she received a month suspension by the International Olympic Committee.
Yep.
All right, so a lot of people are, it seems like the opinion once again is on the fence. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that this just happened to her because she was black. And then a lot of people are saying, well, she had the shit coming because she knew what she did.
I mean, if you break a rule, I mean, there are consequences, correct?
Yeah,
so
there are.
I mean, so I'm not gonna sit here and say,
Well,
there shouldn't have been consequences, but at the end of the day, 30-day suspension, she still has an opportunity. Like and then what I read was that her biological mom had passed.
Yep, 2 weeks 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, and then like Nike.
Matter of fact, she was doing an interview and found out that her mom passed.
Yeah, because like I read that, and I also read that Nike decided to keep her because she owned up. She didn't make no excuses. She said she did what she did.
She didn't. And okay, so on one part, I can't blame her for that. I mean, I never lost my parents. Both my parents is still around. They too evil not to be. So evil folks live a long time.
Yes, they do.
How it is. I already know. But at the same token, when things like this happen, it does kind of create some sort of a red flag automatically because she is a Black woman. But let's keep in mind that they did the same thing to Michael Phelps. When he was caught smoking weed, they stripped him of his medals.
I was gonna say that because he did go through,
and he went through it. And
they took him to the ringer.
I think he went he wound up getting like bronze or something like that. But I mean,
he got demoted for sure.
Yeah, he but I mean that's and it's a lot of other Olympic stars that have been caught that are white that have done that. Yeah, but I mean me playing devil's advocate with myself on this one, there is the fact that when things like this happen to a Black athlete, it automatically raises flags. And I think in America, we really need to stop that personally. Because go ahead.
I guess it depends on the situation. Like if in this particular situation, if both races are getting a consequence, then I think that's when people just can't be like, oh man, that's just because I was Black. And that's just because I was Black. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when it's some uneven shit going on, like every time a white person do the same thing a Black person do, the Black person only get in trouble, then of course, because we see that shit all the time.
It's like that. It's like that scene from Coming to America. Oh, there they go.
Yeah,
there they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull up Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano, that's day one. That's what he was saying. And it's for real like that. So, yeah, I mean, we do need to quit that. But there again, it does raise some sort of flags. And there's been a lot more athletes in this Olympics, of course, a lot less publicized, of course, due to the fact of the media that have been around the world that are Black athletes that have been denied. Going to the Olympics because of this same thing.
Right.
So, we got to be careful about the narrative that we choose to spread. Sean King and the North Star, they're good for this one. I've been reading about, how they're saying, oh, well, they did that because she's Black. Hey, Sean King, you're a journalist, man. Stop doing that shit. For real. Like, let's just keep it all the way 100. Stop doing that shit because everything ain't about Black and it ain't about white. This wasn't even a blatant case of racism because I can name quite a few white folks that's got stripped of medals and everything else through the drugs in their system. Yeah. The International Olympic Committee since 2016 changed their policy. Now you get drug tested before you go. They just didn't do it, during those times where, we had Michael Phelps and everything else. So, we really need to quit doing that bullshit, really, because it makes us look even more bad. And people talking about, oh, it makes us look racist.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, just using the race card just for no apparent reason whatsoever. It's like just because you're trying to get over,
Right.
you feel like it's gonna show you get you some sympathy or empathy or whatever. Like it's just stupid. Like
Well,
it's too much real shit going on for
facts.
people to be just
Facts.
bringing up the race card when it's some straight up bullshit.
And we need to stop. We need to stop ignoring the real things that are going on here.
Yeah.
Facts.
Oh,
Yep,
definitely,
real.
definitely.
That's that's all day long.
That's for sure.
All right, so now back to our regularly scheduled programming. We got another topic. This Delta variant to
Oh, goodness.
COVID-19. I talked to a friend in Ethiopia, or not Ethiopia. I'm sorry, Uganda, the other day. He works with Roselli International Travels, or
Okay.
and they do international safaris, and they do safaris. In fact, he's trying to get me to put a video together for him, a commercial
Right.
for him, and hook him up. Well, right now, the whole country of Uganda, and I've been there, Kampala, Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's beautiful. You ain't listen. They depict Africa as like people living in huts and shit, and
Yeah.
babies got flies and shit all around them, and they pour. Look, that couldn't have been when I went there. That couldn't have been further.
Oh my
They
goodness.
do talk about.
They do.
So this is Christmas, and want you to get the body
Like the feed the children commercial. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, and at 3:00 in the morning, though, you'd be like, damn.
I mean, not saying there's no poor people over there,
Right.
but I'm just saying,
Right.
like they depicted like that's all that's Africa.
Right. And 3:00 in the morning, you just be like, damn.
Right.
Yeah, I do got $20. I mean, shit.
Right.
They ain't really a whole lot of money, I guess. Well, you be seriously like thinking about
They're
it.
like, but for 88 cents a day.
Right. I'm
Okay.
like 88 cents a day. That's like shit. That's not even $20. Damn, I could do that and help a kid now. Well,
Right.
I get it. But it's not like that at all. I mean, you want to talk about top-notch architecture. The streets are clean. Everybody treats one another and greets one another with respect and dignity.
Okay.
And talk to each other like they got sense. I mean, you see black doctors and black lawyers and judges, and ain't nothing but that. And where it's the white folks are a minority.
Yeah.
And I mean the cities is thriving, and it's all like that all over Africa. Lagos, Nigeria, that's another place.
That would feel so weird just going someplace. Like for me, if I went over there and I was like, dang, ain't no white people, like, oh, that's what's up. But I mean, it's just be weird. You know what I'm
saying? You know what's crazy about it? I woke up, I seen what Richard Pryor was talking about when he said, I ain't used the N-word in 3 weeks. And you want to know why? Because there wasn't none.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, facts. Because I didn't either. I was like, shoot, I forgot how to say it.
Like, hey,
I can't even say
no niggas.
Right after that, I'm like, and after that, I just etched it out of my vocabulary altogether. But that's the thing, with that being said, that Delta virus has them on lockdown.
Mm-hmm. So what is their lockdown? Is it like the same as ours?
It's martial law, Jack.
Oh, so they can't leave the house at all.
At all. It's martial law. They got they got Ugandan troops out in the streets. Like
they got troops out in the streets.
Yeah, like it's like literal martial law.
Damn, that bad, huh?
Well, I mean, but martial law is legal there. It's not legal here.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. Martial law is I'll give you an example of martial law.
I mean, I know what it is. I just didn't know it was not
right. The first
legal
time,
there.
The first time that it was declared in U.S. history was the Boston Marathon massacre.
Yeah.
Right, where they shut down the whole city of Boston, and you seen troops and police out in the middle of the streets with M4s, M16s, running up in different houses with no search warrant or nothing like that, looking for this so-called terrorist that I don't think they ever found.
What, the ones that shot the people that was running?
Yeah, that was they didn't. I don't think they shot anybody.
They called.
They blew up something though.
Oh,
They showed
I think they caught them. Like the younger one was in jail. I don't know if they shot the older one. I can't remember. That was long ago.
right. But nonetheless, that was martial law.
Okay.
And I think that's gonna happen. We got about 2 weeks to do what we doing now before this Delta virus.
Oh man,
And
this shit is gonna be horrible.
I'm saying that because we just ignorant.
I mean,
we back to doing we back to doing the same thing, and expecting a different result. Just like what we mostly do.
Because people don't care. Like they too busy worrying about, oh, I want to go outside. I'm ready to get back to the bars. I'm ready to this. I'm ready to that. Like, but they ain't even like this Delta strand is the doctor said it's like the greatest threat. Like it should be here around fall. Like it's highly transmittable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they have no idea, and it's like a common cold. And it's hitting the younger generation. It's like, so the first strand was fucking up the old people. Now this one is 65 and under.
Right. So we got this shot, and also they say Johnson and Johnson with this shot with Johnson and Johnson, you're going to have to get a booster shot from some other company that can protect you from this Delta variant. Yeah, you got to get a booster shot from a different company because the Johnson and Johnson, of course, is one and done.
How do we even know this works?
We don't.
That's all I'm saying.
And what's crazy is like they're pushing it as an agenda on everybody, and I'm like,
get out my head. I just watched a video maybe an hour ago, and I think they said vaccine about 13 times, and it was a very short video. You know what I'm saying?
Because they said that word. That's why.
I mean, they was killing it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I understand that they pushing this agenda, for whatever, for their reasons, and because people out here scared. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not down on anybody that has gotten the vaccine, because I know many people that have gotten it. Right. But it's so many. So I got so many questions that they can't answer, and I got a real problem with that. To be just like, oh yeah, shoot me up. What I don't know I don't know.
You know what? We gonna look at the bigger picture of all of this. We get ready to look at the bigger picture of all of this. Okay, so the pharmaceutical companies was crying broke before all of this happened. They were crying that they was broke as hell, and people were looking more towards natural supplements to heal their ailments.
Right.
It mostly had a lot to do with legalization of marijuana.
Yeah.
All right, so now you have this virus that comes out of basically nowhere. Trump called it the China virus, and I'm with Trump. That's exactly what it was. Let's cut the game. That's where it came from. So I mean, they talk about, oh, you're racist for saying that. I'm like, well, it came from China. So what you want him to call it? I mean, hell.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Now, yeah, I mean, now, hey, let's be fair. That's where it came from. So now, all of a sudden, they take hydroxychloroquine,
okay,
off of the shelves. This was what all the other countries was using, including China. And you see, they back to living life just like, oh, well, ain't shit happen. Like ain't nothing happened. It's
for now, shit.
Right, ain't nothing going on around here. We good. But y'all just go ahead and do what y'all want to do. They took hydroxychloroquine, which was an inexpensive drug. Even this African doctor got on record saying how it works. And that the fact that it does, they immediately silenced her.
I'm sure.
And then they started charging for these shots. They started charging $100 a shot, And Biden, President Biden, one of his goals was he wanted to get in his first 100 days, he wanted to get 100 million people vaccinated.
Right.
At $100 a shot.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
So you can't possibly tell me that this ain't about money.
It's always about money.
Exactly. And that's the bottom line. And then all of this stuff comes out about these shots. Like it forms a metallic heart lining around your heart.
See?
You know, sterilization of males.
See?
And euthanization of females, which personally I think that might be the one bigger picture we can talk about is population control on
And
that.
see, that's just gonna open a whole another can of some other shit. Like, cause I don't know if you watch Handmaid's Tale on Netflix. Okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of like
it.
that's kind of like where this is sounding like where it would be going in the future if they would choose to do so. As far as because once you poison that well, you know what I'm saying, and kids, then you're gonna need population. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get to the point where we out of people. Shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, we are literally there. It's literally population control. And I mean, as far as our kids, and this is why I'm so against people making these babies, get this shot.
Yeah, I am. But that's to each his own. But
I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
We don't know long-term effects.
This is a choice.
Yeah.
But you're just like the whole transgender agenda that they got going on, which is personally another form of population control, because even when they transform, they cannot have children.
Yeah.
I mean, hello, you put that together with this bullshit. Now all of a sudden, nobody's having kids.
Right. Right.
So I mean, hello, I mean, to me, the writing's on the wall, and I'm saying it on the record, and I've been saying it. They really, no, it's just, I'm not buying it.
It's just too many unanswered questions for them to continue to keep trying to push these vaccinations on us. At the end of the day, that you don't even know if you had the shit or not. You know what I'm saying? Other than if you had certain symptoms.
And then they want to tell you to trust them.
Yeah, they don't.
The hell?
Why?
Right, the hell? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, because it's been plenty of times where they have killed masses of people. You know what I'm saying? In different ways. Like it's in history. You feel me? So
well, hold on. Even with that though, the first demographic they targeted was the Black community.
There you go.
And they said, "Oh, well, a lot of Black folks, this is amongst Black." I'm like, let me see some numbers. Where's the numbers at? Nobody could produce them though.
Nah.
That's the thing. I couldn't find no numbers that even suggested that this was anywhere remotely suggested that this was
like Black on Black crime.
This was it's not that. It was more like this. We were the most susceptible race to catch the coronavirus.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Last time I checked, we washed our hands. That's like standard. Because when they first came out, they was talking about, oh, you need to wash it. Everybody's got to wash their hands. I'm like, well, shit, I thought that's what you did anyway.
I mean, right.
Shit, that's how I was taught. That's how most of the people I know was taught. Like I'm like, well, hell, okay.
And I have seen many Caucasians walk out the bathroom without washing their hands.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Okay, and yet you're gonna target the Black community. Get the hell out.
We're always gonna be the ones they want to be the guinea pigs. Period.
Right, just like the Tuskegee experiment, huh?
For sure.
When they injected syphilis in about 30,000 Black men.
Yep.
to try to find a cure that didn't work. I mean, come on, you know,
right.
and then they want, and then they like, oh, well, you know, we want it's this. They're doing the same thing with that.
Yeah.
As they're
For some people, we are still seen as not human. Period.
Understood. I mean, and that's, you know, people are afraid of what they don't understand. I get that part. But here's my problem. It's the same thing that they're doing when they taking hit our you know, Black history out of schools.
Oh yeah.
And they say, like, for instance, with Juneteenth. Oh, well, you know, we're gonna make Juneteenth a federal holiday, but you're not allowed to teach it in schools. Really?
Baby steps, Ren.
Huh?
Baby steps.
Oh, okay. So we take one step forward and then 2 steps back.
I mean, you know, it's like
that's not what babies do.
It's only so many battles.
Fall down before they
it's only so many battles you're gonna be able to win. So
I guess. I mean, I'm just saying, how in the world are we gonna sit there and say, oh, you know, we're gonna make this a federal holiday, but no one's allowed to know why it's a federal holiday.
Yeah, certain schools, like a couple of teachers or had posted certain things on the internet about how they was taking out, you know, either they was taking out slavery, you know, in the history books type shit, or they was like rewording it to where it don't seem like it was slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on some welcome. We wanted to just go ahead and work for people for free.
Well, now hold on. In their defense, for a period of time, you know, before slavery, you know, when they started coming to America, they started doing a process they called indentured servitude.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being an indentured servant only meant that, you know, well, it's kind of like being in the workforce today, where they paid you a little money or whatnot, or, you know, you if you wanted to come to the new land, you worked off your debt and you were free to go.
Right.
Except after that, they just said, well, fuck it. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Right.
And you know, that was kind of where they went with that. But there was a period of time where it was, you know, before slavery, that they called it indentured servitude.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't teach the slavery part.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
That's the main part.
So right. So it's half the truth, but not all of it.
That's the bullshit.
Right. So even with, you know, this whole virus and this thing, you know, it's just like slavery. We need to really instill and teach our kids what's really going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we have to do a better job of making a point to, by the way, for all you interracial couples. Yeah, I'm finna go in.
Uh-oh.
Real quick. All right, check this out. Check this shit out. Especially white women with children. Stop pissing me off.
What?
Because stop pissing me off. Because it's a sad that these babies, they know their white history, but they don't know their black history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, you're no better than them slave masters, and I call all of y'all bigots. Because y'all basically no better than them slave masters who, you know, are trying to control the narrative. So when these kids grow up, they don't know anything about their black history.
Sometimes they just feel like they can like shelter them from, you know what I'm saying? They feel like this ain't gonna happen to my daughter, you know, depending on, you know, where they're at or just, you know, where they live and, you know, just different things like that. You know, then when they move if they choose to move somewhere else, and then next thing you know, you find out you motherfucking black.
But oh yeah. But it's kind of like a part of the Willie Lynch theories. Willie Lynch, a side note from the Willie Lynch theories, and y'all need to take a look at that. Google the name William Lynch. It's funny because they said he gave a speech about controlling the masses and controlling slaves or species of population for over long periods of time, for centuries. And the speech was given December 25th, 1712, 64 years before the United States of America was formed. Now, In his steps to controlling a slave, a side note was crossbreeding. And crossbreeding was, so that way that, these kids would not know themselves and who they are and can't depend on anybody, therefore only can depend on those who are also crossbred. Which I'm just saying, it looks like that's what's going on today. But what do I know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but what do I know? Hey, I only just read this shit.
They was just trying to break them any way possible.
Right. Well, that's the Willie Lynch theories was all about buck breaking.
Yeah.
And all that.
I read that. It's deep. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's deep and it's true. And the only way that we can beat that is do everything the opposite of what he said in reverse order. I figured that out. I kind of put 2 and 2 together and got 4.
Okay.
And it's just as simple as that. If we do take his steps 1 through 7, and go 7 through 1 and do the opposite of everything.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to do it. Now, it's not going to take. I wrote an article about that too. It's called 2 Sides, 1 Narrative.
Okay.
Check
that out.
Yeah, it's it's a process, and it's definitely going to take longer to break those chains than what it did to make them. So, you got to be patient, but it's like I always say, if you control the language, you control the narrative.
Right.
So with that being said, we came to the end of our show. We thank you all for tuning in. Miss Danny, what you got going on?
Right now, just today I was at a Midwest car show and bike show.
Yeah, I seen that.
I was helping them set up the cameras and stuff like that. Getting a little feel, trying to learn the camera. You know what I'm saying? So,
Did you? Did you?
Oh yeah, he had me checking, making sure everything worked. That's why I was there helping him out. Like it was a couple students from OMS that was there with us.
All right.
That was helping or whatnot, because they was the ones that was end up shooting a concert tonight. They got Too Short, Juvenile.
Oh, nice.
MJG and 8 Ball.
Okay.
And a few other people performing or whatever. So that was going on tonight here, and that's where I was at earlier. So just trying to work on whatever I choose my craft to be. Like I'm just trying to dip my toes in a little bit of everything.
You just filling yourself out. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but that's about it.
If you could do all of them, do all of them. I would like to see in a live setting, where now you can hear the director call the different camera shots and call your camera and call a different directions and how we want you to go. And the main thing about it is timing. Now the people that's actually doing the live streaming, at the streamers table, they have all the controls to what the people see on TV.
Right.
So that's a whole nother deal. I've done that too. But me, I didn't put in some work.
So right. Did it all.
There's that. But like they control all the live streaming, and they'll let you. They tell you it's a process of it's a communication thing. Mm-hmm. And that's basically it. I mean, operating a camera is nothing, especially a camcorder, because that's already set to its settings before you even get it anyway.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, so that's probably why you didn't really have to do that. All you got to do is just know where the zoom is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in 2 different places. One of them is on the lens, and usually they have a zoom button that's on the side of each camera.
Right. Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just saying. I haven't seen it. But anyway, as far as No Filter, we are forging ahead. We got some more big projects coming up. I'm trying to organize a concert for our the Black community. Hopefully we can get some big names, and we'll be able to really advertise it, live stream. You can see it right here on No Filter TV. We're partnering up. Hopefully everything works out. We're creating a plan for it now. We'll have it, we'll start it by the end of August. We'll be able to live stream that event. You should be able to see it right here on No Filter TV or No Filter, the website. You can go to www.nofilterproductionsllc.com. You are also able to watch, our content on the No Filter Facebook page. You can check it out: Spotify, iTunes, Overcast, Apple Podcasts. Shit, we everywhere. So just make sure you check that out. Like I said, go to the No Filter YouTube page. No Filter Devil's Advocate. No Filters the Shit Show. No Filters After Dark. No Filter Beats and Bars. Check it out. Please like, share, and we will see y'all again here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And for Danny B, I am the Renegade, and you are watching Devil's Advocate right here on No Filter TV. And you guys stay safe out there.
Good night.